using when God is in control.
Come on now.
God is always in control. We don't have to pick and choose when God is in control and how we want to use it to get our word across. If it pains you, you remove yourself. God takes care of that for you. You don't have to do anything.
I'm looking for my collection plate.
I was looking for my tambourine because I was about. Talent and hip hop, Lil Nas X has released Montero, and it has gone to #1 on the Billboard charts.
Knew that would happen.
I wonder why.
Go figure. And he said, "I hope all my haters are mad right now," and drank champagne out of the Grammy horn. Was that a horn?
It's a horn, I think.
Yeah, out of the Grammy horn.
Well, I'm not surprised. Not surprised. Because, you know, you are the world, you're going to do stuff of the world. You're not a gospel artist. So it's like, I can understand what you're doing. But at the same time, I feel like Tyra Banks, when she was like, we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Like, I feel like he took it to another level. Like, it was more of like, I feel like it's more of a disrespectful level. Like, I understand, do whatever you want to do, but for me to have the blood and Nike shoes, sneakers, and whatever, and then you're going to sit there and use Nike's name, and Nike's like, oh, you know,
Nike's like, no, that ain't us.
Nike denied him like Peter did Jesus. Like,
nope.
And I'm just like, you could have did it more tastefully. I understand you want to sit there and get the ratings, like, you know, but it's just like you could have did it more tastefully. Like, I'm not
tastefully the video, or because I honestly I think it was all marketing. I don't believe there was any drop of blood in the shoe. #1, that was just again a marketing tool, and it worked because they got sold.
All press is good press.
Good press. But that's what I'm saying, as a Black man that first got accepted into country music. Like,
country music is our music.
It is, but I'm saying the quote unquote.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
Music.
Well, at first they was like, he had gotten endorsement by somebody, and the country, a lot of, you know, middle America was like, we're not shopping at your place anymore.
Right.
You know, we're not buying your stuff anymore. You know, because
I'm saying like the black community,
because they saw the hip hop in the country music.
Right.
But because they didn't want to have that associated with country. That was more of their argument.
Right.
It was oh my gosh, so then now the hip hop is coming into our country music. That's what that argument was about. But Lil Nas X, really, I mean, for us, he's not a hip hop artist.
He's not.
No.
But we were rooting for him because he got them met. He was doing something that really nothing was being done. Like nowadays, that's not really being done right now.
What?
So it was just like
the rapping or Black country artists.
Black country artists nowadays.
Not true. Not
there
true.
are Black country artists, but not from the
like you know
originally. Like let's say if it was Fetty Wap,
right?
And then he went and did a country song with Billy Ray Cyrus. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's different. And I think Fetty Wap might do a good job with.
Right. Like, so I'm saying like on that level, like we were all rooting for him. And it's just like when everybody was like, whoa, 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 you bring Satan into this, hold on. Like if you're gonna be queer and stuff, be queer. But
see,
you know,
and maybe I'm saying this out of ignorance because I'm not really aware of the ins and outs of the LGBTQIA. I'm not aware of the LGBTQIA community and all of the nuances.
Right.
But being a gay man, nobody said that there was anything wrong with that. Well, a lot of people said that to him when he was younger.
Right.
Mhm.
And he wanted to say right in the face to those people that made him feel a certain way when he was younger. That I understand. But you dressing up as a woman, giving the devil a lap dance, that...
That's what I say. You could have did something else, hun. Like you didn't have to really go.
So here's the question. How many views has that video received?
I have no idea. You want me to check?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me check. Let me check, Kim.
I think I'm older, so I just think of it as
I'll
I'm
be
older.
honest. I watched the video because I was curious.
In
order to have an opinion about it, I needed to see it to have an opinion about it. So I did watch the video. I kind of got a lot of what he was saying. I kind of got a lot of his artistic expression of what he was saying.
Right.
Okay.
Because think of this, and even if you're not guilty of it, we know that that there are so many people that are, get out of here, you little
homophobic.
Get out of here, you little fag.
Right.
Language. You're gonna burn in hell.
Right.
You're gonna go to hell. Homosexuality is a sin.
Right.
You tell a young, innocent child who is learning their sexuality, because we know during puberty is when that thing starts to kick in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're born sexual, but during puberty is when you start discovering, well, do I like boys? Do I like girls? I like boys and girls. And at that age, you're telling little girls, put on a fucking dress. You're not a little boy. Or you're telling little boys, don't play in your mother's shoes. You're gonna go you're gonna go to hell for that. You're gonna burn in hell. So you take an innocent child, right? We take a God, because our children are God's children.
Right.
And you're beating this child up, telling them you're going to go to hell for being who you are. You're committing a sin for being who you are. That's why he took that pole into hell.
Right.
Because y'all told me I was gonna go to hell.
Right.
For being gay, I'm gonna go to hell. For being that little sissy that I was, I'm gonna go to hell for it.
Right.
So he went to hell.
Right.
Being that sissy.
Like I said, I understand the premise of the 99 million viewed video.
I got where he was coming from. A lot of people, everyone has their own opinion about it. Oh, he went too far. It's not for us.
I know. That's why I said it wasn't for me.
My thing is sometimes some things I don't believe we need to play with, invite them into our lives.
True.
However, if that is something that he felt he needed to get out at the age of 21.
He's only 21.
Yeah.
He's
young. And I consider him to be a boy.
Right, he's only 20, and this is why I'm like, yo, people are bugging out. He's 21 years old.
Right.
And
he was older than me.
He just marketed something to make him more millions of dollars.
Yeah. 99 million views on YouTube. And the thing about that is, because of the fact that he's only 21, when I was 21, and me being 29 right now, it's two totally different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the same. I don't walk the same. I don't talk the same.
True.
I'm not 29. I'm 32.
In her bra.
Not even.
But
But when you open that door, the floodgate sometimes, and you can't stop it because it's like water coming into a ship that has, you know, a hole in it. You can't stop it, and you try to, but then you get overwhelmed and you drown in it.
Right, and now that's where the real test and the real work comes in for him now, because he's only 21.
Right.
And does he have those people around him that can cover him?
Can Lil Nas X survive another 2 years of all of this?
Right.
When you open that door to evil, because I understand there are people when I was young that said stuff to me that really shaped, you know, like how I move, because it did something to me. But that, I mean, when you open that door, just because I think, well, I know we're all spiritual beings. You know, we know, you know, the difference between the flesh world and the spirit world. And
again, I mean, I do believe that some things we just should leave alone and not, you know, test the waters with. However, I understand where the mindset and where he was coming from.
Right, true.
And I mean, one of the biggest takeaways I got from the video, I even like read the lyrics to the song so I can understand it. But one of the biggest takeaways I got is we have to be very mindful of what we say to children.
True.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's a word.
Everyone making a big deal about the video.
Right.
He wrote the letter to 14-year-old Montero.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was a letter he wrote to his 14-year-old self.
No.
Imagine how he felt at 14 with people saying what they were saying to him.
Right.
We as adults, a lot of times we don't believe that children that age go through stuff and have dark days and have dark periods where they contemplate suicide. Some have been successful with suicide, especially if you do the statistics on the LGBTQIA community and the age range of teenagers suicide.
Yeah.
You know, we would be very, very mindful in calling and saying certain things to our children.
Especially in the Black community.
Especially in the church community.
I don't know to say if it's especially the Black community, because this is my community. I don't know how but I can tell, I know Hispanic community don't appreciate it either. You understand what I'm saying? So I think it's just, if you believe that homosexuality is a sin, and you believe that I am committing a sin, I don't need you to judge me. I need the Creator to judge me on the day of judgment.
Right.
And think about it. 7 years ago, he was 14.
Right.
Yes.
That was 7 years ago. My son was born 7 years ago.
Right, 7 years ago. Right.
He was 14 7 years ago. And every time people try to do the argument, anytime I'm in a room and I hear people talking, you know, stupid stuff about the LGBTQI community, IA community, and they're like, well, you know, it's sinful, and you know, this and that and the third. And I'm just like, so when you cheat on your wife, when you beat up on your wife, or when you steal money from so and so,
when you drink alcohol, when you gamble, when you do that's not a sin.
Sin is sin at the end of the day.
Don't pick, choose, and refuse.
We have Easter, everybody.
I'm not doing this with you. Don't pick, choose, and refuse what you want to call sinful.
Hello.
Sin is a sin. And I think we have this idea that there are
pull out the
big
book,
sins and small sins and, you know, like in between sins. No. Sin. I can't.
Pull out the book.
Don't make me go through my book.
I can't. Look, at the end of the day, he's an artist and he has every right to express himself however he wants to. It's up to
the consumer
and parents to curb what their kids listen to.
My son, my 7-year-old will not be.
It's up to the parent, I think, you know.
And for the parents who say this message that he's sending to the children,
why is your children?
The message that he's sending was the message that was sent to him.
Look, as a parent, I just need parents to be mindful
of what they say
to their children.
Please.
So if you do have a child that you believe may be a homosexual, or and I know I'm aging myself by using the terms, but
what term?
I said homosexual, but do they even use that today? Like
yeah,
because everything is like with pronouns and
right.
I can't. I'll be honest with you. I'm not that well versed.
Right.
I try to keep up as much as possible, but I do believe that
it does change very often.
I just need people to learn to just love your kids.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
if they're not hurting anyone, you know, doing harm to anyone,
or themselves,
just love your children. But
I honestly, I think for some people, it is a matter of life, and certain things have happened to you. I actually was just having this conversation the other day. Certain things have happened to you and you have had such horrible relationships with the opposite sex, to the point where you are broken into so many pieces, and then somebody comes along of the same sex that is actually, I don't know. I'm not going, what's the name? Nobody's sexuality. That is, the church sometimes will make us crazy.
I know that's right.
And as I talk about hysteria or insanity, I'm going to leap onto Derrick Jaxn and his wife.
Where's my bonnet?
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it with you.
We don't.
I'm not going to do it.
I don't want to see you in your bonnet.
No.
I made it very clear.
No bonnets.
And I showed you what I was wearing earlier.
Yes, thank you.
No bonnets.
But see it again.
Derrick Jaxn.
Come on, first of all, come on, transition. Okay, go ahead.
You know.
Come on.
I know how to go from the verse to the bridge to the chorus.
I heard
to the vamp.
To the vamp.
We in the vamp right now. So her name, Derrick Jaxn, he's a social media phenomenon. He came to fame by doing little clips of, giving relationship advice for women. He really catered to the women, and what, women need and what women want from a man and what not to, do or take from a man. And earlier this year, he started posting the fact that he had a wife, because nobody knew he had a wife. Her name is Denaya, I believe. And the news broke that he was a dog. Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay.
Where my dogs at?
DMX. So his wife came out saying that she was told about, you know, his indiscretions, and, you know, she's wearing the whole armor of God, the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, and her feet shod with the preparation. Derrick is a narcissistic talking about God. Denaya is, I think she is so heavenly bound now that she's no earthly good. And the two of them together on social media are a hot ass mess.
So can I say I had never heard of them
until
this. I didn't know who this man was, and then I look, as someone who has been married, what they accept and them and not accept is their business. That's their marriage. I know the things in mine that I accepted and didn't. So I say this to everyone, that's a business. I ain't gotta sleep with him.
Yvette, do you know who he was?
Yes, I follow him.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know who that man was.
My friends, they have bought his games, because you know he also has.
I have his game.
What kind of game?
I had no idea.
I'm not gonna do this, y'all. I'm not gonna do it.
It's like a card game where it's like a get to know somebody game. So like if you're having questions, like if you're going on a date with somebody, instead of the what's your favorite color, it's like a situational like game where you ask the question. So like, what would you do in this situation? Would you do A, B, C, like, and you discuss it. So I had that game.
Wow.
Yeah.
He has a whole. My girlfriends have bought. It's one of them that is like sexy type game to do with your I
had it for my previous relationship.
So here's the thing. So he actually had good tools.
Yeah, he had 3 books. All of them were sold out. He has games, mentally stimulate me cards.
Right.
Okay. It has God don't like ugly cards, mentally stimulate me. He got the deluxe set, and on his website, all of them are sold out.
Of course they're sold out now.
I think my problem with the whole situation, I've never been married, so I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and talk on anybody's marriage. I say this all the time. My thing about it is, if you're going to be about it, be about it. Like, I understand that we all fall regardless. We all fall in our situations and stuff like that. But my thing about it is, like, I'm not going to portray one thing on social media and be doing something behind.
But everybody does that.
That's basically how it goes.
Filters, and everybody's in love. And
I just want to know about Derrick Jaxn. So wait, what exactly was he like doing? A relationship coaching?
He was doing
He was a relationship guru, a self-proclaimed.
Okay, so he
was like a actually good-looking physique version of Kevin Samuels, but he was not dogging women. He was, he was encouraging women and giving, I need to bring home the groceries and you cook it. You know what I'm saying? He would have.
So here's the thing. So maybe maybe a lot of the things that he did put out there as far as his relationship tips were things that he were doing for his wife.
No, I doubt it.
Well, he said in their joint statement that
which they said he was looking at her like, you better say what we rehearsed. Like
that was something that was in the past. They had went to counseling.
Right.
He left. I think my thing is he pointed the finger at John Gray.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get, like, a clearer understanding of who he is.
Right.
Because I know
he's a fraud.
When all of this broke out, John Gray did clap back.
Oh yeah,
for clapping at him back
he
when he was
back,
going through his situation. He was like, "Well, dude, like, I had an emotional affair.
Right.
He was out here really doing a do with
He was
people."
out
Well,
snitching.
if you will, my dude Derrick, okay, Derrick Jaxn, if you nasty, he has a type. However, his wife is not his type.
I was like, first of all, you're not gonna cheat on me, and I'm gonna be sitting here with a bonnet and stuff. Like, we're not gonna do.
But you know what? I know a lot of people have been dogging his wife and cutting her up for.
I'm not dogging her.
No, I'm just saying. I've read.
Oh yeah, no, like they've been going in on her. Yeah,
going in.
I don't think we should bash her. We don't know what her situation is. It just bugged me out because I was truly trying to, like, I don't know who this guy is, and this thing is coming out. So, Kai, we spoke about it, and I'm like, I read what John Gray said, and I was like, what is going on?
Well, here's the tea. So, I don't know if you ever saw that video of a church where a pastor, he sounded like he was either Caribbean or, and he was praying for a woman with a bad wig. And he was saying that sexual demon with your mouth. You get that. You never saw that video?
No. She was gagging, right? She was like,
yes. He's like that semen it's coming up. But you see a video of him, of Derrick Jaxn, as the man's altar worker. Boom.
What video is this?
Girl.
So what's going on? So she is one of those people who.
That's why I said she is so heavenly bound that there is no earthly good going on right now.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
You confused?
Like, look, at the end of the day, you want to do, if she stays, that's her business, that's their thing. I guess for me, the only thing is you doing this on the side and doing like this to other people. It's just like, no, you can't have it.
Not only that, just to think that, Yvette, you've purchased some of his stuff and you said it was good stuff.
I purchased the game. And
you said your friends, your girlfriends have purchased it, and did they find it to be good? Because I'm like, the relationship.
You see oral sex? Look, oral sex. Look. You oral sex. Use oral sex. Let that sperm of that man out.
Oh, that
So there you have it.
Well, here's the thing too. There are so many people who profess to be relationship coaches and stuff, and it always begs the question, because there's another person who I see so many people posting his quotes, and I don't want to talk about.
I know who you're talking about.
You got married in secret, and your divorce is sealed, and people are still posting your quotes.
So it's like a pastor that is praying for your marriage, but they sleep on the couch, or they cheating on your wife, or they counseling you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm just like, when you start using God, because I noticed on some of the latest videos with Derrick, he was in his car speaking about himself in third person while he was sitting outside his mistress's home. But, you know, talking about God and, you know, because God and then God, but God, but when God, you know, everything was God. But you trifling. You lying.
Yeah.
You're perpetrating a fraud. Now, there is no good thing in me, okay? But for God himself, okay? How be ever? You ain't gonna hear me talking about y'all need to do this and y'all need to do that. And then I go home and I'm sitting up there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Talk about it.
You got married to your wife because she was pregnant?
So
Allegedly.
So did you guys catch Kelly Price on the Breakfast Club?
No,
I haven't seen it yet.
Well,
But
I'm just gonna give y'all just this little snippet because I don't want people to think that we're bashing the church. Oh my gosh. But
no, we're not bashing the church. We just have had experiences with the church.
We all have had church experiences.
She was with her husband for 25 years.
Yes.
Is it 25 or 27?
Her husband's father was a very well-known pastor in the New York area.
Mm-hmm.
And they got pregnant and got married because, you know, that's what you do.
Yeah.
It's
better to marry than to burn.
Marry than to burn.
She did, and she said that.
That's the word. That's what we've been indoctrinated.
No, I know.
That's what they feed us over and over again.
And that is what she said.
Yep.
Right?
I don't tell
we have to, oh gosh. You see, it's the word that we listen and it's embedded in our head, and it's you know, we're groomed. That's grooming. We're groomed.
We're groomed.
Huh?
We're groomed.
Yeah, we're groomed. And but she was in a very unhappy marriage.
Yeah.
She was in a marriage that her husband was cheating on her. She said she was in a marriage where there was other children.
Mm-hmm.
Who was she married to? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she had to do the right thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, to have a child out of wedlock is a sin.
That's the ultimate.
That is the scarlet letter.
Ultimate sin in the
letter.
church. Mm-hmm.
It goes back to these sins.
Yeah.
We're right back to these sins once again, and what we saying is a sin, and why people. So now you get this woman who marries a man who's sleeping around, and if there's children involved, that means he's sleeping around without using
unprotected.
Right.
Unprotected.
So had he brought his wife a disease that was life-threatening,
right,
it made more sense for her to be married.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having so that she didn't have a child out of wedlock.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, at the end of the day, the church can like pick and now. Okay, let's be clear. There is a big difference between God and church, and the church can sometimes pick and choose what they want to focus on. Like they can focus on this scripture, but then it's like, but did you read the whole chapter?
Mm-hmm.
No, you chose that one scripture, and it was just like
that will back up what you're saying,
right? You to accommodate you,
right? But there's a scripture in the Bible that can back up anything.
Yeah,
you can make it work for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that honor your mother and father when your days may be long, but read the rest of it.
Yeah, read that second part.
Read the rest of it.
But it doesn't say if your father dumb is an alcoholic to stay to allow him.
It also says you should not provoke your children. Let's read about it. If you gonna read it, look,
sound like you getting personal over here.
No. I am getting personal, goddamn.
It sounds like a personal problem. Is it just me?
But
I am getting personal because I grew up in the church. And growing up, I've been told countless times of how, you know, we should just take abuse and stuff because we're trying to be obedient. We're trying to be all of this stuff. And then it messed up my mind completely over the years. And I'm just like,
you don't remember when we were having a conversation about Black is King? And I was like, Yvette is churchified? Because she was so used to a certain thing, and you know, that indoctrination that you get every Sunday, every Tuesday, every Friday when you're there. And you're just like, no, this is not right. I can't do this. I can't wear that. I can't be like that. I can't do this. It's everything that you can't do.
Right.
And we only live and live again. You know what I'm saying? We only live to die.
Right. You know? And this is when I do take it personally, because it's just like, you see how I grew up, like the elders in the church, and still dealing with, still feeling like I can't even go to God because I feel bad within myself because of what I'm doing, because of what people used to tell me that you shouldn't be doing that and stuff like that. So I get, I'm like, until I had
and it kind of intertwines with the Lil Nas X and then the DMX, and then, you know what I'm saying? It all is intertwined, because it's just like when you grow up, whether or not your parents are staunch Christians or staunch religion, whatever, and they're constantly on you about what you got to do and who you got to be and this, that, and the third, and then you feel that you can't live up to the expectations of being, this, you know, supernatural being that does not exist. I used to tell my friend all the time, you don't got to hang on a cross. Jesus already did that.
I used to hear obedience is better than sacrifice when I didn't want to do something that wasn't good for me.
Yeah, girl, that's the everybody know the scriptures that they use to subjugate you and to control you.
Then you be like, oh, you being disobedient? No, I just don't want to do that. Like, it's not good for me. You being disobedient? Like, no.
But it doesn't say if it's hurting you. Stay. It's like, if it's hurting me, I should be able to do what I need to be my best self. And I think we somehow, it's like, no.
It's that mark.
Yeah.
That's still your father.
No.
That's still your father.
Some people you have to, some folks you have to love from afar.
From a distance.
You all know what I go through at home.
Paradise lies.
What a mother. But we get into real conversations that at times turn into arguments because I feel differently, and I can explain and express. I understand that is your parent. However, if anyone hurts you, you don't have to suffer through that hurt.
You don't have to.
You don't.
You don't love them less. You can remove yourself. You're supposed to remove yourself from what pains you. The Creator takes care of that for you. We can't pick and choose. We cannot pick and choose. And that's what we do. We're picking and choosing when God is in control.
Come on now.
God is always in control. We don't have to pick and choose when God is in control and how we want to use it to get our word across. If it pains you, you remove yourself. God takes care of that for you. You don't have to do anything.
I'm looking for my collection plate. That's why.
I was looking for my tambourine because I was about.
Look, you know how the palm be like with the napkin.
Because something stop. Because sometimes we have to take a step back and remember that yes, this is my sister, this is my brother, this is my aunt, this is my uncle, this is my mother, this is my father. However, they can hurt you. And they will hurt you. you can remove yourself from situations that are hurtful to you. It doesn't mean you don't love them.
Right.
But you must also protect yourself and love yourself.
And a lot of times I think that women, especially in the church, and I think this applies to Derrick Jaxn's wife, that they're so like, it's everything, what you see in front of your eyes, they don't see that. They're like, I got faith. God told me that so and so and so, and God told me that da 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 da. And while God's telling you that, he's sitting outside his mistress's house, sleeping with her raw. Now, granted, she said the mistress said he wasn't giving her oral sex. I guess he leaves that to the wife. You know what I'm saying? But he is slipping in her raw. Meanwhile, you say God showed you. Now, you know what? When people say God showed, I be like, okay, can't say no. I ain't gonna argue. Once you say God said, you ain't gonna hear nothing else out of me. Okay, go ahead. But God could be working on Derrick. He very well could be. But is Derrick open to the voice and to the move of God? You know what I'm saying? Because if he's not, he's gonna keep going down his own road, possibly having children by somebody else. And if you keep saying that your wife isn't giving you what you need and your wife don't do it, how your wife, now I don't know, because a lot of church folk, they don't believe in the freak.
Lord, but
sorry,
but could you be so heavenly that it's just the missionary style and that's it?
And I think also that also with the church, we're as women, we're so depicted of being strong and handling everything that is thrown our way culturally and everything. But my therapist said she gets on me all the time with this about always trying to be the strong one, and she's just like, we need to stop trying to be the strong one, being the smart one. So she's like, don't think strong, think smart. And I was like,
that was a word.
Right.
You should have looked for the offering plate for that one. That was a word. That was a word.
Yeah. Hello. She said, don't think strong, think smart.
But because of the fact that sometimes you've experienced, like I was saying before with my friend that, has such hard times with men, you think that this is all you can get.
Right.
See, because Derrick, I'm not going to lie, Derrick is fine.
He's fine.
He is fine.
Fine.
However, fine and HIV positive or herpes or chlamydia or gonorrhea or any of the
you could be fine
acronyms.
over there. You could be fine over there.
Thank you.
Right. Basically.
Spreading your fine peen all across. Now you got community peen.
I got a book for y'all to read though. Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows. It's a good book, funny book, because because you learn about other cultures, Chaya. Goodness gracious. Well, it was a really good book. And, because the Punjabi faith, well, we don't know, but in the Punjabi faith, like once you become a widow, it's like.
That's it for you. You got to suffer.
Yeah.
You got to suffer.
Sorry, I'm not going to suffer.
And, and I just thought about it when you said about missionary sex, because, you're taught to. Sex is only to satisfy your husband and for procreation. Right. So technically you are just supposed to lay there in the missionary position and not have any thoughts of sex. And
like pleasuring yourself. Like,
yes. So
I didn't give you no G-spot and clitoris for nothing.
We need to have that conversation with God. God did that.
Yeah, God gave me the clitoris.
But you gotta read the book, because they're widows of varying ages. There's actually young ones too, but they're telling stories.
Maybe I'll take a look. Maybe I'll take a look at it.
And how they would like to be sexually pleasured. They're in a writing class. They're in a class, and in this class, that's what they're talking about, but they're not supposed to be talking about it.
you know what? And I think we had this
book club.
conversation the other night. We just want to be happy. Everybody just want to be happy. And whatever it's going to take, if you're not hurting anyone else, if you're not, well, you know, people are going to get offended no matter what. But if you're not hurting anyone else, be happy. You know, because you only get this life. You know what I'm saying?
You only live once, straight.
Yeah.
So Derrick and his wife, I really just feel like he embarrassed her to no end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were married, what, 2014? They got married? They were married 4 years or something like that. And we just learned about her this year, because now you gotta, you know, let her know that I'm serious about being married. Because now that he's built this little empire,
right,
she's entitled.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he's like, it's cheaper to keep her, you know. Staying at the church with the pastor with the oral sex demon, you know.
So he said at the end of the day, that was the past. They have gone.
But the mistress said, one of the mistresses said that she had seen him that Thursday.
I know. I'm just saying what he said. I didn't say it was true. I'm just saying this is what he said.
I don't understand. Does the mistress need to come out and put all that business out there?
Exactly. Like, what was her game?
No, it was more than one. It was more than one that came out. Now they coming out like Bill Cosby accusers.
Why?
They coming because everybody wants to have that. Everybody wants infamy. If you can't be famous, you can have infamy. You know what I'm saying? So, that's Derrick Jaxn's side piece. That's the you know, because a lot of women, and I think this is just me, a lot of them inboxed him because he was giving relationship advice. And some of them actually wanted to get advice for their relationship. How can I do so-and-so with my man? You know, he's not doing this and he's not doing that. So how can I da-da-da-da-da? Well, you know,
like, let me show you.
Exactly. So now you're praying.
He's like, let me show you.
E-Y-I-N-G.
He was praying, right. He was praying.
And now, instead of giving them advice, you're giving them peen. And you know, if a female goes, you know, okay, we're gonna meet up. They go into the restaurant. He's sitting in the corner in the back by the kitchen, so nobody sees him.
In the corner, in the back, in the by the kitchen.
You know, have a plant in front of, you know, you reading from the menu like this, you know, so nobody sees you.
That thing like covered.
And you know, Atlanta is a very small town.
Yes.
Everybody gonna find out something. But you have a little condo downtown Atlanta that you can take your shorties to while you got your wife in the house. And you, because allegedly the side piece said, you know, she went back to the condo with him. It was on the 22nd floor, 23rd. She gave all the information. And she said she went into the room and he had his peen out. He just had it in his hand like, hey. And she was like, what are you doing? Let me see. You know what I'm saying?
She's like, oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Was that too much information? This is allegedly according to the mistresses. And she was very shapely, very cute.
I don't want to hear from them. I don't.
But the people that he's having relations with, they don't look like the wife. The wife is kind of Stepford looking. You know, she dresses matronly. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't dress for a young lady. You know what I'm saying? She has that holiness church dress. You know what I'm saying? She got the praise the Lord skirts, the yes Lord skirts that come down to her, past her shin. You know what I'm saying? No cleavage, no nothing. You know.
She apostolic.
Girl.
Apostolic.
She might as well have on a habit.
Wow.
So I mean, Derrick, get your ish together. Because now you out here looking crazy. Now, granted, now that you're out here looking crazy, I'm sure that chicks still flock. I'm sure his inbox is still full up.
Let me see what that can do. Like,
you know,
and that's the
sad part.
That's the sad part. They know you have a wife, and they still come for you.
Stay tuned for scenes for part 3 of Between Sisters.
But I would just like to be, when I go out, I would like to be looked at as a woman. Not a black woman, as a woman. Look at me as a woman.
Yeah, no, you're gonna be seen as a black
I don't
woman.
want to be a black woman. I need to be recognized as a woman first.
A woman first,
Oh,
and then notice this glossy melanin that I'm in.
Right. I give up with you. I give up with you. I just
knew he was gonna laugh. That's why I did it, because I knew he was gonna laugh. She's stupid.
Every time you do that.